everyone, it's Moonlight Mason. If you're new to this channel, please consider subbing. And we got to keep the engagement up. So will you do that for me? All you got to do is leave a comment below or like this video and share your thoughts on personal growth. We can just say personal growth and development, or just personal growth. If you want to know more about personal growth, okay, keep watching. Personal growth is something that is a normal part of being a human being, of existing, is personal growth. People have what's called arrested development, and they're kind of stuck at a certain phase or a certain age or a certain time of their life, and they just get stuck there with how they think, how they, feel like they're right and they're not. They talk a lot. These people do talk a lot. They don't really get any problems resolved. You don't see them moving out of their apartment. You don't see them getting a better place to live. You don't see them advancing, economically. You just see them very stagnant. And what these people do, now there's a lot of them. Most people, unfortunately, are like this. What these people do is complain. And they will be complaining about how someone, the society, something out here, right, has ruined them. Now, these are the signs of someone, like if you're going to be dating someone, pretend you're dating someone and you might like them to be your boyfriend or girlfriend, and you notice some of these things that we just talked about, what I just said. That's not a person, unless you're like that too, okay? So if you're like that too, right, like what I just mentioned, and you're dating someone and you find that they're like that, I think you guys will make a good match, because you're certainly not going to be with someone who is like a forward thinker, or someone who doesn't have to be right. And most of the time, like, instead of me, like, I'm around people a lot who seriously believe in things or take a political stance in the opposite of who I am, okay? And I don't know why this happens to me a lot, but most of the time, guess what I do? I don't say anything. And the reason I don't say anything is because I don't enjoy passive-aggressive debate. I don't enjoy competitiveness. That's not fun for me, and it doesn't look like it's fun for a lot of people. So, that I can tell, And so it's better for me to take that opportunity when I'm around someone who has a different perception than I do about whatever. I was going to say about Trump, about society, about, people that are different. The best thing that I can do to make myself more intelligent is to listen. Because the sign of intelligence is knowing both sides. Being able to see both sides equally. And as you're seeing them equally, you know where you stand. You don't need to say, well, you don't need to do that. You know where you stand. So with personal growth and development, the first thing is an awareness of where you are. What stage in life are you? And so if there's an awareness and you see someone like reading self-help books, talking about this with you, then that's a different sign. That's someone who is open to learn. If you are dating someone and you say, well, why don't we try this, or why don't we try it this way, or, whatever it is, why don't we try it this way? Okay. You know what I'm saying, though. Whatever it is, and they are not open to it, and they just want it, just coffee at 10, you know what I mean, They just want it one way, then, that's just something to think about. I mean, I don't think I would be okay with that. There are preferences, and there are places where they're generalized, it really doesn't matter. You know, if someone wants their coffee at 10, that's not a good example of what I'm saying. But I'm just talking about, you know, general beliefs on being healthy, happy, financial, just in general, like the person's got to know what their passions are, and you know how they think about other people is very important to know when you're about to start dating someone. It's very important to know how they think about other people, because that tells you a lot about how they think of themselves. So anyways, you guys, it's very important that that if you're listening to me and you feel that you're at a place where you could be better, okay, listen, be better at your grades at school, be happier. Just be happier. We don't need to talk about each individual thing. Let's just say if you feel like you're in somewhere in your life right now and you feel like you can be happier, I'm here to tell you that you can, no matter what's happening around you, what's happening inside of you. Your feelings and your thoughts are your doings. Your doings. Once you learn that, nothing can infiltrate. Nothing can infiltrate, manipulate. Nothing can take over, control, right? They can challenge, right? That happens is you get challenged, and what's happened to me is I've gotten infatuated, you know, with someone, and all this shit, I'm telling you, goes out the window, and I'm like, find myself in some kind of a, oh God. Anyways, that's another story time. Man, I got a lot of story times, but you can go and find groups that are already in photography. If that's something you want to do and you say, I don't have money for it, I don't know about this, I don't know about that, well, the first thing to do is get into a group, like a meetup group. You don't need to go there with cameras and pretend you're just going there because you want to hang out with people who are photographers so you can learn more about photography. This is just an example of how to do things to make yourself happier. First, you have to know what it is that you want to do, and you have to know your boundaries. Your boundaries, not my boundaries. Your boundaries. What's okay, what's not okay. People don't know that, and that's why they get into trouble. You know, like Trisha Paytas was saying, you know, like even just a year ago, you know, she was all over on Tinder, you know, on the daily or on the weekly, you know. There's a lot of people like that. That's not something to be ashamed about. What am I talking? Everybody's like, I'm on Tinder, you know, and it's just a hookup place, and that's what they do. And there's nothing wrong with informed consent. You know, two people are informed, and this is what they want to do. I see nothing wrong with it. But if you're doing something like that, and you see something wrong with it, and you're not happy within yourself doing that, that is who I'm talking to. All right, you guys, you know you got this. You know you got this. You know you're worth it, right? You know you're the only one who has your back. You know that. The only one you can trust really is yourself, right? And the more you trust yourself, the more you see people around you that you feel they're good people, you know, and that you can trust them, right? So let's see, I've got like 2 people, I think, that have the keys to my house. Yeah. And they've had it for years and years, and I know them. I know these people really well, so I can trust them. You know, there's very few people in life that you can trust like that. My dogs are going off. All right, you guys, let me know your thoughts below on this video, and I love each and every one of you, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.